What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Metal Maniacs Podcast. I'm Jay Ingersoll, and on today's show, we welcome back for the second time Annex Void. They're fresh off a show from Lansing, Michigan. They kind of traversed from the east side of the state from where they're at, stopped in Lansing, did a show, and then came over here in the morning on the west side of the state. And they're here to talk about their new single, Static Ghost, which is actually streaming now everywhere, but we sample it here on the podcast, so you can stay right here and listen to it. It's a banger, I tell you. And they're here to talk about their future plans, the new lineup, and a new show that they're announcing that tickets are on sale now, but watch the show to find out. This episode is brought to you by our sponsor, Dave Stark at Stark Real Estate. They do real estate right. Click the link below for all your real estate needs. Also, please, if you want episodes early, if you want bonus episodes, go over and join the Patreon. You can join our Discord to join the conversation. And as always, like, share, follow, subscribe. It really means a lot. Please do that and tell a friend. On to the show. All right, I want to welcome back to the show, Annex Void.
Hello.
What's up, y'all?
What's up?
Hello.
Thanks for having us.
Second-time listener, first-time caller, Rob over here.
Hello, Rob.
Hey, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Hi.
So before we get started, we'll just go around the table, say who you are, what you do in the band. That way people, if they're listening, they can get acclimated with the voices.
My name is Gabby, and I am the vocalist of the band.
I'm Sam. I'm the bass player.
I'm Stuart. I play drums.
My name's Rom. I play guitar.
Awesome. Thank you guys for coming through again. I know we got some cool stuff to talk about and share today, so I appreciate you guys. I know you played a show last night, so how did that go?
It was great.
Feedback on that?
Smooth.
Yeah.
It was very nice. We haven't played out in Lansing yet, so this was a first
time
for
at
us.
Max Bar.
Max Bar. It was very sweet. Yeah, it was cool. It's a show put on by Alfonso from Heartsick.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Nice.
great. Yeah.
That's a cool little venue. My band, Iron Trumpets Iron, played there on like a 420 show. I think it might have been last year or something, but it was super weird because they had like comics in between.
Oh.
And then there was also punk bands.
Oh,
and
okay.
then for some reason they put us like right in the middle. So it was
Yeah.
like comic, weird energy, then like punk band. And then like we play practically almost like death metal.
Yeah.
And then fucking another comic after. I'm like, man, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Well, 420, bro.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's get into this. Tell me a little bit about and I'm gonna let you guys explain it, but tell me about some changes. I seen first things first. I see we must have a lineup change since the last time you were on the show, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys want to get into that a little bit? Just tell us.
Yeah. So we used to be a 5-piece,
Mhm.
and now we're 4-piece.
Yes.
Okay.
That's it.
Simple as that.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, thankfully it was the one we lost was well, it's the other guitar player. So
Okay.
Yeah.
so that was it's like kind of like having that's the extra tool in the shed, but we still have the tool
Yeah.
to do the
Right.
job.
Rob.
It would be
Yeah.
better.
Rob is the
It'd be
tool.
worse if it was one of you guys, because then we're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
need to get someone new.
Yeah.
But yeah, just
Yeah.
wasn't too much of an adjustment. I mean, the
Yeah.
adjustment mostly came from like the live shows,
Yeah.
having to cover 2 guitar parts.
Yeah,
Um,
it all falls on him.
Right.
Ultimately, yeah.
But
But
honestly, it's just I don't think it's worse at
No.
all. Like when it comes to difficulty, it's just, and there's some benefits as well.
I think it
Yeah.
ends up sounding a little tighter with one less person playing rhythm. It just naturally is going to be a little bit tighter.
Because the other way, we had to like be absolutely certain that we were playing the guitar parts exactly the same.
Sure.
And now there's a lot more flexibility. If I want to do like a chug on a certain part, sometimes I'll just like throw that stuff in.
Yep.
Which is fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
We get to do the fun like Rage Against the Machine thing where he takes a solo and it's just drums and bass going.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
so fun.
So you
yeah.
get to hold
The
it
vibe.
down.
Yeah.
Pantera
Yeah, I
style.
love that. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So have you had to change your parts a little bit then, just to accommodate for like the parts that really stick out in the songs, basically?
Yeah. Having to like kind of do double duty and maybe, I think like on Past Future, doing a little bit more like higher chord stuff to just kind of cover what used to be 2 guitar players.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything All at Once is, we haven't even tried that one again.
No.
We've been playing so much newer stuff anyways on shows that a lot of the newer stuff, not even purposely, has been written with more like unison guitar work in general, and so it just ends up, just one guitar player doesn't matter.
Oh yeah,
Just
so there's not as
Yeah.
many layers in the newer stuff,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it kind of works out better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to approach it. Yeah, I was going to ask you that just because, you guys' music sometimes take this ethereal kind of dreamy vibe, in some of the, more dynamic parts, right?
Mhm.
So I was just wondering how maybe you filled that in. Now, are we adding extra things in the backing? Because I know you guys do the quick track. We talked about that before.
Some
right?
stuff. We don't back any rhythm stuff.
Sure.
Just little tiny guitar parts or layers, synth stuff, nothing crazy. But really, like we kind of have a raw sound as a band, and we replicate what we do live, and it sounds full. Sounds great.
Cool.
Yeah, we don't like backtrack like guitar parts, like rhythm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe
Sure.
like you said, like little stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't even
Yeah.
backtrack half the vocal parts that you lay
Yeah.
down.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's kind of she just takes the bare essentials and puts them in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
That way the tracks go out. Nothing really is missing too much. Just little tiny
Yeah.
pieces. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
All the meat and potatoes is still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, the last time you guys were here, it was episode 84. It came out on February 2025. We kind of talked about, just the history of the band. So if anybody's listening, they want to know the backstory of Annex Void, go listen to that. We talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about the forklift Manuel.
Greatest song.
Yeah. You're talking about the X32. We're talking a lot about that,
Yeah.
and you guys getting used to that and incorporating that
Yes.
into your sound, right?
Mhm.
It's easy. It's easy
It's
now.
so
Yeah.
nice.
now
Yeah.
we've gotten
Yeah.
way better at it.
Yeah, we had a conversation about that. I was telling you how much
Yeah.
I would think about it caused me anxiety, but it's
It'll-
also
yeah.
something that
It caused us anxiety. Dude,
It
there was
does.
one time where Eric had to freaking come over at like 10 o'clock at night.
Oh my god. Yeah. Learning
Oh,
curve.
and what was the reason why it was like on mute or
It was.
something?
It was. I
He
kept
fucked
trying to
up.
hit load, and instead of load, I just kept hitting cancel. And I called him, and I was like, "It's not loading." And he's like, "I'll come over right now." And he came over, and he's like, "Yeah, just hit OK." And then it worked. I was like, "Okay,
We're like all freaking
all right."
Sam's in the feedback loop.
them are the best, problems to solve. The one
Yeah.
button
The small-
problem. Yeah,
Yes.
wasn't
Yes.
routing bullshit or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so,
the little
Yes.
that's cool.
Shout out Eric.
Shout out Eric.
And
Oh
at
my
that time, we
gosh.
were talking about new music, right? So we're
Yeah.
talking about, you guys said you had a bunch of stuff, demo track, talking about how you guys write a lot and have a lot of stuff in the drive, and share a lot of music. But at that time, I swear, Stu, you said, if I'm not mistaken, that you had like 9 songs kind of fleshed out.
Yeah, and it stayed at 9.
Okay.
So I mean, we had more. We probably had 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
there's a
20 there, but all of them were just like the music. I remember we did talk about.
Yeah, we did
MuseScore.
talk about that.
Please endorse me. But they
It's a free program.
I think that's open source software.
Yeah.
So
No,
I don't know if they
endorse
have
me.
any money, but
It's already free.
free shit, man.
Give me more
I
free
need a
stuff.
t-shirt or
Yeah.
something.
Freely endorsed.
Yeah. We had a bunch of that shit like demoed up or whatever, but I think we got 10 songs and then we cut one.
Mhm.
And so the 9 songs have stuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So what does that process look like? We have the album done. It's ready to go. It's
Mhm.
on the
Yeah.
slab.
Well,
Yeah.
most of it. Well, I mean, we still have to mix. I would say a decent amount of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
everything's
It's ready.
tracked and
Yeah.
done. You just gotta mix it and ship it for mass, which takes
Yeah.
nothing. So
But the song that you have,
Okay.
is what we have
Is
that done.
mastered.
That one
Yeah,
mixed
that
and
one's
mastered
done.
Okay.
properly. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah,
And
we did it ourselves this time. We
Okay.
right after the podcast, we did an Airbnb and tracked all the drums with our in-ear setup we just got, and
yeah.
did that all ourselves. Did all the guitars, mixed it ourselves, and
Okay.
yeah, it's been great.
everything in house.
log cabined in
Mhm.
Goshen.
We did a lot
That's
of
sick, though.
filming on
Yes.
that. That was
That's
really
sick,
fun.
though.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
stayed there for like 4 days and hunkered ourselves down, and after 10 p.m. just chilled in the hot tub till 2 a.m.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It
dope.
was great, man. It was
Stu
really,
almost
really
broke
cool.
his ankle the first night.
Oh,
Falling
yeah.
out of the hot tub.
I did. It was
Yeah.
pretty rough. I was just
Yeah, that
bruised
would've
all the way down
sucked
my
for drum track.
Yeah.
I just saw him disappear. It was dark. Like he just disappeared and it was like he's just gone. I was like,
Yeah.
we just lost our drummer. We still have like 6 tracks to track. Like,
Program drums.
Sample replace.
We had it was cool. We did it was I think actually 5 days, but we if the only thing I would say is if we could do it again, we would do even one more day just to sit there and get the sound right, because we can tell, and this is a small, at least for us, like we can tell that like throughout the songs, the later it got in the session, like by day 4, it just each day sounded a little better because we were just getting better at tuning and better at and we really had it to a science by the last day. But I mean, they all still sound really good, but Rob engineered it. We had our little, it's great about the X32s, you can literally use it as like your engineering station too. So
and Eric too, Ashby.
Eric Ashby came out. He brought his mic collection and helped us
additional
engineer the drums
and stuff
man,
too. So
he's so
he
good.
literally was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, I would credit him. I mean, he also placed all the mics, and I mean, he consulted us on even getting what Airbnb to choose.
Yeah.
He's the one who was like,
He
I
stayed
think
there
this
the whole
one
time.
would sound good. We could put the drums here. Like, tremendous
Eric's amazing.
input from Eric.
Runs a lot of live sound. He's working Upheaval this year. Like, he's just
working our stage.
He's working our stage.
We're so excited.
Fucking
nice.
home court advantage for
Yes.
y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
But we isolated ourselves and got really, really good takes. And like that was what we like most wanted to like achieve out of it. And then I think we were kind of on the fence about going to a studio or not, but then Rob was like, we should do this. We just have to do it. And it was honestly the best decision.
It really was. Yeah, I can't imagine doing it a different way.
It was just a
honestly.
perfect example of like just trusting each other, like as a band, despite our own hesitations and whatnot.
Sure.
Yeah.
There was some. I mean, we had to find a good Airbnb that we thought
wouldn't
was
get us
kind of a
kicked
guess.
out.
We were like, okay, this one is. We were like measuring the distance to the closest building because I mean it's going to be so loud.
But what was crazy is like Amish country, kind of where we were at, like north of Goshen, like in like just like basically cornfields, and our Airbnb was kind of like isolating this little like
the woods.
forested trees, a little bit with all these like little like Amish homes around it, but they were each. That's like 4 or 5 football fields away, each house. So it was like, we have a ton of space, and we like the first day, remember, we were like testing, like, all right, let's play super loud. Like,
I'm going to hit outside.
And what's crazy is the guy, like, we looked up his little bio or whatever in Airbnb, and he was like, yeah, I'm like a worship leader, and he owns the place. He's like, I play bass. And so we're like, all right, well, if he, we highly doubt he would have an issue with us doing this. And we were just like, well, we showed up and there's like cameras everywhere. Like, well, he'll know.
Like, can we get that footage? That was a good
We have this.
But he didn't have anything. He didn't say anything to us like after the fact or anything. So
he said he gave us great feedback. He was like 5 stars.
5
Come
stars.
back anytime.
Nice.
So I don't think he knew anything.
As long as you clean up your mess and you're respectful.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then obviously
We took
careful bringing the shit wherever you have to bring it. Yeah. You just, fucking, I got hacks all down my wall from bringing all my gear in and out all the time, just because fucking banging shit in and out.
We took pictures of the area that we
where's the
recorded to so we
couch?
could
Where's
set
the
everything
lamp?
up like perfectly again.
After you move the shit,
We'll show,
plant 2 inches that way.
We'll show you some pictures after.
Okay, cool. Hell yeah.
That's cool.
That's awesome though. Is there a reason? Because you guys did the EP "Will I Dream." You guys did that with it was mixed and mastered by Jonathan Worgan,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
And then the drum tracking was by Eric Sills.
Yeah.
So, who you guys are mixing it too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob's mixing it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think the reasoning for that was, I think we all had the thing about it. We know the sound that we want. Like it's very specific. We're all, I think, on the same page about that.
Sure.
We, with Eric's help, we have the equipment that we need.
Yeah.
So I think, and Eric's on the same page as us as well. So we're like, okay, so we have this, we just need a place to record it. So to me, I'm thinking, we have all the skills that we need to do this ourselves. There's really nothing stopping us other than finding a good place to do it. So that's how the drum tracking came about was, we have the reference material, we have the skills, we have the equipment. Let's just do it ourselves and see how it goes. And yeah, it was a bit of a risk, I would say.
Yeah.
Because we have,
Put some money behind it.
yeah, it's, getting the Airbnb, taking the vacation is the hardest
Taking
thing
the
for
time
us.
off.
Yeah.
And we were put in a good
Um,
position because what's his face from the
Oh
shelter show.
yeah, we played a show at the shelter, and shelter's a Live Nation thing. And the only reason why we took the show was because it was Live Nation. We're like, well, it's probably good to play a Live Nation show, but it was sponsored by Willie Nelson, and he has this thing.
It's
you
like
can look
an
it up.
on the
It's like
road
this
program.
On the
For a
road
whole
again.
I don't
year.
think they're doing it anymore,
No,
but
it was
yeah.
only for a year, and we were like one of the last
Yes.
shows to get in.
Yes.
And he
Yeah.
sponsored all Live Nation shows for a whole year and gave each the bands like over $1,000, like just boom, 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 because he wanted to support like.
No shit.
So
Yeah.
really,
Local-
we're
like local
sponsored by
music.
Willie
Yeah,
Nelson
yeah.
when you
Oh,
think
that's
about it.
Brought to you by Willie.
We'll give him an
Yes.
album credit.
Brand of
Yes.
smoke.
Mm-hmm. So literally, I walked in there, I was expecting to just get like a little 100, 200, whatever, and be gone.
Sure,
but then
yeah.
he slid me like a $1,200 check. I was like, "Is this for us?" He's like, "Yeah." And I was like,
Then
You're all reading
she's
it like
she's,
mad.
Yeah, I was like,
she's
no, for 30
texting us. She's texting us, and she's like, "Guys, get to the green room
back
right
now.
now."
"Yeah, we all took pictures with the money, like the gender. We were like holding up like a phone."
Yeah.
Like,
You're like, let's leave before
Yeah.
they figure out this.
Yeah,
is for
literally.
us.
This can't be right.
I was like, "Did the headliner get paid?" They're like, "Oh yeah." And I was like, "Okay, good." I was like,
Yeah,
"I'm
right,
not
right.
taking this. We
Yeah,
literally
no
live
kidding.
up the
Yeah.
street. These guys are coming from like around the country." So,
That's wild.
yeah,
So
we're
that
like,
funded a lot of
screw
it.
They got
yeah.
that bread.
Oh,
then.
that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
that's what
dope.
funded our drums. Because we were
Nice.
like, screw it.
Yeah.
We're never going to get this
yeah.
opportunity again, so
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
blow all the money on drums.
But yeah,
I feel so important, by the way.
Yeah.
This doesn't do anything to diminish my ego.
Absolutely.
That's the most important part, I think,
I mean,
of the record.
oh yeah, absolutely.
you
You
know?
got to get that killer drum sound. I
Oh,
mean, that's
yeah.
the foundation of everything. The
Yep.
rhythm, and then I guess the biggest thing. I mean, yeah, it costs a little money, costs some PTO, but other than that, it's just time. Like, how much time
Yeah.
do you actually want to put into it? Because
Dedication.
now after you've recorded everything, now it's on you to make sure it's mixed, and you got to take your time to do that. Where,
Well,
you
and
know,
with this, I mean, I was just one candidate in this process. I mean, that's how I saw it. Like, and so I had to give them a sample mix in the same way we would do with any other, potential mixing engineer. And yeah, I mean, but for the same reason though, I think I know the sound that we want, and I have a decent amount of experience mixing. I mean, this was like definitely the biggest project I've ever done.
okay,
Easily. But I think we care about it so much,
right.
and so if that's an option, then until we can afford maybe a producer that could work with us for a whole month or something like that, it's all about just getting the best result that we could possibly get. And so I was like, I'll give it my best shot, and through a lot of patience from them,
Sure.
and iterations, and because we're
Patient
all
from you,
mixed-
too.
yeah, no,
hearing
it's
our
both
critiques.
ways
Yeah.
because we're all very particular
Yeah.
and we all care so much about the sound. So, and I as a mixing engineer, I want to know their feedback.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really do.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we ended up with like something we're all really happy with, and then got it mastered. I didn't do the mastering.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole different
Yeah.
bear right there.
Yeah.
That you really need to instill somebody that knows what they're doing with the mastering process,
Yeah.
getting everything to level, making sure everything's compressed correctly. You start over compressing and it just sounds all fucking squashed and
Yeah.
weird,
It makes a big difference
Yeah.
on the
Because
mix.
And I did mix into a limiter just by default.
Sure.
Just because I think that's a cool way to do it. But yeah, I just turned off the limiter and sent it to Lawrence. And I think also like knowing loudness, like for all of the different streaming platforms, like there's so much conflicting information out there about
Like
like
the
how
LUFs
loud your
and
track
shit.
exact
Yeah.
how loud
Yep.
should your track be, what format should it be in, what sample rate's the best for each different
Yeah.
one, like. But someone like Lawrence, he really knows
Yeah.
what he's doing.
That's
with that
Lawrence
stuff.
McCrory.
Okay.
He's done
Yeah.
stuff with Meshuggah, Catatonia, like Bloodbath.
Okay.
Carmen Jacka.
Carmen
Jacka.
Jacka, yeah.
Yeah,
He lives in Sweden. He's very good.
Oh, nice.
But I was gonna say, building off of what you were saying, God, it sounds like a corporate meeting to put a circle back.
Just segue into our next.
To reiterate,
We have the skills to be able to do it, or at least get it close to what we want. And so like that was huge. And he mixed it on the same setup that you brought your speakers, right? We basically done everything through bass, the same setup. Like they tracked bass and guitars at his apartment and through the same rig. Gabby did her vocals at Rob's apartment. Like we've done everything in basically the same place, and then he's mixed it in the same room. But there's like a level with the master where it's like Rob was just like, I feel like I can only get this here. We need more. And there's something about outsourcing that end of things, and it's slightly less stressful.
Yeah,
it's been like kind of stressful. We're like
a second opinion.
God,
is this good?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, it's great. Like I was
getting
like,
another set of ears that's not your own because you do care about it so much and you are so close to it. Right? Like you might not hear something that somebody else hears. Right? So I think that's very important in somewhere in that process. I've got to the point where it's like I want somebody else to mix a thing just because you can be too particular and you're like, did I move that snare 2 dB? Does that even fucking matter?
Yeah.
I don't even know if it sounds better or worse. Like,
I know
you're
what
gonna give
that's
him a trauma response.
I'm seeing it in his eyes right now. I'm like,
it's like
more flashbacks.
you work for 6 hours straight, and then you're like, you listen to the original, and you're like, this sounds worse.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, yep, just delete it all.
Yeah.
Like,
You're
no.
adding all these plugins. You're like, this is going to be way sicker. And then you're like, no, that sounds like shit. Like, go back to square one. Yeah. And that's always the game you play when you mix your own shit, you know?
Yeah.
So.
And then like we probably had, because there's a couple different, we probably had 3 or 4 different approaches, just trying different things, like throwing it at the wall. And then it's like, well, like it doesn't, this one sounds like it's in a tunnel, or like this one is really open, but like if you can't turn it up super loud because the high end is like way too much. It's too, so we ended up getting it right where we want, like now. And it doesn't help that like I'm partially deaf at this point because I listen to music super loud in my car. I know you do too.
I was the same. Like, I need more of this. You're like, Gabby, how high do you have the volume in your car? It's all the way up. Okay, we'll turn it down.
I mean, ear training is a real thing. That's why like a lot of producers and mixers go through that to be able to recognize frequencies, and they're doing the whole. I mean, they sell programs about that, to like be able to recognize frequencies. Because I feel like I'm the same way. I'll mix something, and if I show it to you guys, it may sound like dog shit, but I'm like, this sounds great
to me.
That's because this ear's fucking popping all the time.
Right.
And I've been standing next to my guitar cab for the last 20 years.
And that's also kind of a cool thing about asking them for feedback is, okay, how I mix is kind of, because I don't have like a $10,000 studio.
Sure.
I listen to it on my monitors, and then I listen to it on my headphones. I listen to it on my nice headphones. I listen to it on my home stereo. I listen to it in my AirPods. And once I feel like it's good, then I send it to them, and I ask them to listen to it in their environments. And I rely on them to tell me if something is too much or too little. And then I put that into my mix again. And it's kind of like this, you got to find some middle point between everyone's.
Yeah. Yeah, because we'll get notes where it's like, I want the snare down. Stu's like, I want the snare up. And Gabby's like double the snare. It's like, you find a spot though.
Yeah. Right. And then then poor Rob has to sit there and be like, all right, my bandmates are idiots.
Right.
Figure out how to do this.
Yeah.
It's been fun though. And like, now the getting the first one mixed, and this one's kind of a weird one because we were talking about the riff. There's a majority of the riff is up high on the instrument, and then we're hitting the open low string as well, and so you got this conflicting information and frequencies, and it's been a bitch to have to mix.
Oh yeah,
and get it right. And so now we're like, well, we have a template for this, and it's also the first song we actually tracked on drums, and so the snare is not. It's different than the other ones. Like we can tell, at least us, but I don't know if
I was going to say probably the average listener listen to the whole thing and they won't really know, but you guys will know.
We
were
can tell.
also there. I mean, you were there and you knew that the snare mic might have been 2 inches this way instead. You know what I mean? As you know, right?
Yeah.
So
it's tough to balance like what I hear and like, is anyone else going to know this? Like, it's probably perfect. It's probably
great.
great.
Same as playing live. It's like, I missed those 2 notes, and you're like just
nobody knows.
beating yourself up over it, and then you're just like, man, I played so shitty, and everybody's like, that sounded fucking awesome, dude. Like,
really?
So,
that train wreck? And they're like, I didn't notice.
Yeah, exactly.
It's literally like that too, because we'll be sitting like after a show, I'll be like, man, I feel like that was a terrible show, but then Gabby's like, oh, it's a good show.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Like
the artist's curse.
Yeah, exactly. It's never really good enough, is it?
It's the same with the mix.
But you care, right? And
that's
the thing. That means that you care. If you were just like, I was fucking awesome, dude, and you're like, I don't know, I watched the video.
Yeah, better that than the opposite for sure. Yeah.
So, But I was gonna ask, what tuning are we playing in?
And
Yeah, he's 8-string standard, so
8-string
like
standard?
F
Okay.
sharp, and then I
Okay.
have a multi-scale bass I tuned to F sharp also.
Okay,
So
cool.
real low.
So
for
there is
bass.
a lot of that low end and that low wave
Yes.
that you really have to
Yeah.
fucking, think about when you're
It's-
doing that mixing and them slow
Yeah.
waves. Those are always the bitch to kind of get
Yeah.
clear. And,
I feel like a lot of bands that play 8 strings, the bass is kind of unison when it gets that low, but
Yeah.
I wanted to be an octave lower the whole time, and that's definitely been a challenge to like adjust to. But it is cool. I do like it a lot.
yeah.
It's
And it
nice.
fills out the sound. Probably,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
sure, too.
yeah, super
we were
low.
listening. We've been listening to different bands or whatever. And sometimes we'll hear one where the bass is in unison or whatever, and it's just like we were
The bottom's
driving
like
last
missing.
night. Yeah,
it's like you need it there.
Yep.
It's low. We could tell it's low, but there could be more. There's like
Yes.
a sub octave that's a
Yep.
little it's a little lacking.
Yeah, when those frequencies clash, they almost cancel each other out.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
then it's like you said, then then it's missing.
Yeah, it feels empty a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What's
Yeah.
crazy though is then we're tuned. It's F sharp. It's a low note for
Yeah.
a guitar, right?
Yeah, sure.
And it's crazy. Like we'll play it or whatever, and like it's like, man, the guitar sounds so high, but it's actually just because we have the sub octave.
Yeah.
underneath.
Yeah.
In reality, the guitar is like it's pretty low,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Yeah.
So how did you approach your parts on this album differently than you did with the EP, or I'm sure because as a vocalist you're always wanting to try new things as well, so how did you approach this album differently?
I mean, for me, like on the EP, that was me like learning how to scream that
Sure.
entire time. So yeah, I was just trying to figure that out. But then on this album, I tried to be more versatile because I guess the most like critiques I got was like need more range or whatever. And I was like, okay, well, I could agree with that because I was just learning how to just make the sound.
Right. Yeah.
So this record, I tried to do more like higher screams, lower screams, mid screams. Nothing crazy. I'm not, I'm not doing all
Yeah.
that.
Vocal.
No, I'm not doing all
That's
that.
fine. That's
No,
not
but it's just
necessary.
like, how can I wanted to make sense for the music. So I did more high, low stuff, just depending on like the lyrics or whatever to push the song forward, to give it that same like conviction as I would if I'm singing. It's the same thing, like singing clean. So I think this album, I just approached it like more differently because I felt more comfortable doing it. I practiced more in between, obviously, because we released it 3 years ago. So yeah.
2024 April 5th.
That's
2 years
2
ago.
years,
Yeah.
but like
We
it
were
feels
recording
like
it like
three.
three, So
Yeah.
I had more time to practice and really learn that part of my voice. So
And the live
Mhm.
times that you've been on stage
Yeah.
helps, just to
Yeah.
kind of figure out what's comfortable when you're on stage.
exactly.
And,
And so and this music's like kind of hard to write over in general. But
Sorry.
and, yeah, thanks, appreciate it. But it's fun though. That's why I love it because I love the challenge.
Sure.
But and just lyrically pretty much the same. Just like whatever I'm going through at that moment is
Right.
what's coming out.
Yeah.
So
I know you were saying there was when you guys were on last time, there was, a lot of angst and,
yeah, yeah.
personal things that were,
Mhm.
and that makes it meaningful to you, right?
Yeah.
Now, what is you guys' input as far as what she's laying down on the music? Like, do you guys work together on patterns or any lyrics or titles or anything like that? Or?
We do kind of like help. We not help choose, but like usually Gabby will pick titles out of lyrics, and we kind of like
Yeah.
we'll deliberate a little bit. But like honestly, Gabby we just she's got free reign because
Cool.
everything she
Wow.
does is so good.
Yeah.
Like it
Nice.
sounds so good.
Unless like it would really step on the Gabby. One of her greatest strengths as a vocalist is knowing the exact space,
Mhm.
understanding how the composition works, like in terms of like intensity and whether the song's raising or lowering in intensity,
Yeah.
and also just understanding space. But
Oh,
there's
yeah.
times I'll send something into my brain. I'll write a song or whatever. And I'll be like, oh, my brain, I'm like, oh yeah, the guitar solo. If there's a guitar solo, it might go here or whatever. And then she'll send it back and she'll have it reversed. But it oftentimes actually makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So-
Yeah, I don't think
there's-
I've ever had a moment where I was thinking like something that Gabby sent back was like, oh, that's
No,
too much.
it's almost always like, wow,
Ever.
that's
That's
really
never,
cool.
ever
Actually,
happened.
it's way better.
It's like, exactly. It's
Yeah.
like just like, oh my god.
Yeah,
I didn't imagine it could possibly sound
Yeah.
like that. Like,
She's a
that's how it
powerhouse.
always
That is
feels.
crazy.
Yeah, she's like, I don't need the compliments, but like, I think it's appropriate. Like, we rarely ever have to like be like, oh, I don't think we really ever.
Yeah.
I don't
I think
that's
actually
ever
the
happened.
only time I've ever had to say anything was I was like, I feel like there should be more vocals here. Like,
Yeah,
there was
yeah,
a part
like
that
I've heard
needed
that.
more.
She's
I
very
think
good at
that's
leading
a big
space.
strength.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
sometimes you get
Yes.
that lead singer bullshit.
Yeah, where
going
you're like,
on,
all
you
right,
know,
hey,
it's like,
That would be the worst.
yeah, like, we're playing too.
No, like honestly, like the way I see it is like I'm like them as musicians in this band, like I like hearing the instruments.
Nice.
So
Yeah,
it's like if
absolutely.
there's a moment where I'm like, man, this sounds sick, like I want to shut up so I can hear that because I know people who are listening also want to hear that.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
And also, you got to think about playing it live. It's like then you get a little breather. You
Yeah.
can kind of catch yourself, you know,
Yeah.
or say something in between, you know, because you got to be the front person, right? Too.
Yeah.
You got to represent the band. So, you know, if you're just kind of,
Yeah.
you know, Charlie Brown and you know, the whole fucking wah, the whole fucking thing,
Yeah.
you know. So
But no,
Yeah.
this album is like the best, like some of the best music I've ever been a part of. It's so good.
that's awesome. That's
Especially
great to hear.
lyrically. Kind of like at this album's theme is every song is about like the loss of innocence. At least for me, I know other people can relate of certain instances or whatever.
Sure.
But that's kind of the concept is like the loss of innocence, your first what's the word, like experience of something where it's like, oh, this is real life. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like, oh, okay, that's what this feels like.
yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
Nice. And I heard you say, okay, we wrote like 20 songs, and then, like I said, the last time you were talking about 9. At that time, which was what did I say, it was like
February, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
So at that time, how have the songs evolved into what they were when you guys actually went to the Airbnb, recorded them?
Pretty much this. I mean, they're different, obviously, because there's real drums on it. But almost everything when we were last here, we were pretty much finalizing, almost everything. But I will say there's 2 songs that, where was one that we changed a part and I had to compose a different drum part.
Yeah.
Day of. That was the last
It was
day.
that
The
ended up
last day
being
tracking.
really
That was a
cool,
little
though.
stressful, but it turned out really nice. Not the one today. This is actually the one today that we'll listen to
first song.
is the last song we like came up with the
Yeah.
concept of.
It was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it ends up being like a perfect single, like perfect. But the other songs that we're talking about, there was another one that even just a month ago, we were like still deliberating over whether we should chop the first 40 seconds of it or not.
Yeah.
And then we chopped it.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have any reservations. Like we when we were going to record, I think there was a song that we were like kind of still like toying with, and we were like, you know what, let's just save it. And then like we'll record stuff and be like, let's chop this part off. Like whatever like comes out best. It doesn't need to be
Right.
And
Yeah.
yeah, there's always like the thing where it's like, well, you know, we've spent that time recording it or whatever, but it's like, you don't know, like, it's like, I don't hold any reservation over
Yeah.
it. I don't know. Maybe you guys do, but I certainly don't.
No.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, well, this is how it should be.
It
And
always
we
ends
just
up
chop
better.
it.
Right. Yeah.
Turns out better.
And it's not like you can't write more shit or record more shit, you know. Sometimes you get a little too close to it too. You know, you don't have, you gotta be able to let that stuff go too, and
Yeah.
if it's for the better of the song or whatever. So
Yeah.
I was gonna say as well though, we
Yeah,
already have talked like, and we're like, this is something that has been lacking from both. Like our demos were very mid on the first EP, and this EP we really focused on having very strong demos.
like pre-production stuff,
yes.
like really
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
prepared.
But there's still parts of it where we're like, we never really played any of these songs before recording them.
Yeah, as a group or anything.
Okay.
Only a couple of them we do, and those are very those are the easiest ones to track. And so that's where we're at now, where we're like, okay,
Yeah.
next time we do this, we're going to play every single song.
Yeah,
before
as a group,
tracking.
like just like get it
Yeah.
under our skin together.
Yeah, and build it. We want to build it almost out. We have the equipment to even do actual drums in demo, so almost tricking ourselves into it, making it sound almost worse right off the bat.
Sure.
That way, like, there's no expectation of, okay, the drums are different now, or
Right.
the vocals different. Like,
Yeah.
we're getting basically raw demo right in,
Yeah.
and then it'll make things easier on us when it actually comes to tracking, because then it will sound even better.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely. And I don't
we
know
might
about-
be able to keep some stuff too if it's really good.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes it's like, okay, yeah, we can write stuff in the DAW. We can record whatever demos at home or whatever. But when we get in the room and jam it, then it's like, okay, now Sam's kind of playing this a little bit behind beat,
That's
a little bit,
exactly
or
it.
he's feeling something different. So now I want to approach this a little bit different. So that totally changes
Yeah.
the attitude and the perspective going into the
Yep.
studio, right? Because,
Yes.
you know, if it's all on paper, it sounds great. But then when we're in the room, it's like,
Yeah.
now we're beholden to what
It's
real
on
close to the record,
Yeah.
especially we're doing
Exactly.
click tracks and backing tracks,
Yeah.
things like that. I mean, yeah, you can get those little nuances live, but
Yeah.
you're almost like, man, I wish I fucking did that when we were there, you know. So
we felt locked in on certain tracking parts because it's like I've already tracked it playing the cymbals a certain way or whatever, and it's like, well, we can't really mute that. Like, we're talking about palm mutes or guitar articulations.
What if I did this?
Yeah, it's like, well,
no.
we're limited now
We're
because the cymbals are ripping under this, so it's not kind of lame. So it's like we limited ourselves to a slight degree. Looking back after having recorded all this, so now we're like, okay, well, there's a way we could fix all of this.
Yeah, I feel like the changes we did make, like we would have come to that conclusion before tracking if we jammed the songs. It's like a natural conclusion we would have got to.
Yeah.
So, you know,
is there a reason why you didn't jam any of the songs before?
Oh, just learning our process. Honestly, I think it's easier to demo like individually and send like collaborate through Messenger and stuff. But then,
as far as efficiency,
yeah,
being effective.
But then you
miss out on
the
jam part of it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, because end of the day, we're still jamming, right?
Yeah,
we have to play all this stuff.
Also,
live.
credit to Stu. You played guitar on a lot of the demos. Like
I did.
you tracked to your own guitar playing on a lot of those demos, and I hadn't even learned the songs yet.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
And then I didn't learn the
different.
songs until after we tracked drums, and then it became more of this question of like, well, what if I could try these few different things, and then it was like, no.
At that point, we've already tracked.
You got to
the
play it
drums
like
and,
Stu, and I was like, okay.
yeah. So it's like one of those things where it's like we can really plus this up a little bit and get a real. Almost feel more live even than
more
what
organic.
it is. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's cool because we're always learning, we're always growing as a band. So that means you're doing things right, you know.
Yeah.
Because then there's stuff you can always elaborate on or be better or whatever. So I mean,
100%.
that's a good sign too. You know?
Oh yeah.
And then if you're happy with the product that you already have,
yeah,
that still helps.
It's just like how to change it so that next time it's even easier.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And then you know how it goes too. I mean, you guys got 9 songs, you got the EP, you get 20, 30-minute set, whatever. It's not like you're really blasting out all 9,
exactly.
or all 15, whatever you have. And then when you get to write new ones, you're like, well,
yeah, what do we want to play live?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So then that 9 even goes down to 3 or 4 maybe. So by the time you get the next record, you're only beholden to 2 or 3, and you're just like, well, we're just gonna play it like that. So it's an ever evolving thing. I don't think. I mean, unless you guys plan on going on some world tour soon and headlining and playing all your songs, that's a different thing. But,
that actually has been like a really fun part because before with just the EP, that's what we'd play, and we had like maybe one of the new songs we would throw in. But now we have enough stuff that we can kind of like actually choose what the set is and kind of cater it, which is like that's pretty fun.
And then we burden Rob with, all right, Rob, let's make a whole new click track. And
We had the song to the show tomorrow.
The project now.
Man, I feel for you, Rob. Down here on this end, man, I feel for you. He's the guy behind the mixer isn't always the best.
Well, Sam is the mixer guy. I'm just the computer guy.
I'm the live mixer. You're the real working mixer. Yeah.
He's the guy that hits cancel every time.
Yeah. Delete.
Unmute.
Well, shit. You guys want to check the song out or what?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Let's do it.
Why don't you tell me a bit about the song? I know you said a little bit about it, right? You said, but tell me about the name. Tell me about your approach to it.
You should start because you wrote the first.
Oh
bit.
yeah. It started out as just like an idea that I had on like just a little demo, just of the chorus basically, and I sent it to the chat. It was a lot slower, and then we ended up speeding it up. Stu took it and took like the tail of the chorus and made like a verse permutation of it, and we just kind of like built it out from there. And it came together really quick, and it was late in the process too. It was like really close to drum tracking, and we were like,
It was like fall.
Yeah.
It was still before we were on.
We thought we had the whole album
Okay.
ready to go.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm just going to send this idea. And we were like, oh.
Well, and what's funny is I actually remember saying to you, I was like, we already have some. Sam, put it on the fridge.
Yeah. Put it on the fridge.
I was like, I don't know, man. We already have like 9 songs, but it was before we cut the one that we ended up cutting too. So it was like, I don't know if we need more. Like we have a lot of material.
Yeah.
And then I'm like sitting with it the more, and I'm like, all right, Sam, this is really good. I'm gonna mess with this a little bit and see what happens.
We'll make it work.
The best part though is I sent the original. It took me a couple days. Like I was sitting with it and like what happens to me, at least when I write stuff, is I either spit it out in like 2 or 3 hours. That happens sometimes, which is what I prefer.
It's like because it's flowing, right?
Yeah. But this one was different. It actually took a couple days to like work out. I was stressing over it, like the arrangement, like Like once I got into it, I like hyper focused and was like days
Yeah.
of just like what the fuck, you know.
Yeah.
And then like I sent a version to it. The chat was really good, but you were like the breakdown needs to be longer at the end, and I'm like, yeah.
That's usually my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Longer, shorter.
Yeah. And then we doubled the length of the breakdown at the end, and then we were like, all right, this is fucking sick.
Nice.
And then
We got a
had
vocal
to learn
demo back. And
and then she got
Yeah.
we sent it. She was like, I'll throw some vocals over.
The chorus is
fast,
so
as
good.
shit. Like she was
Yeah.
really quick with it, which is always that's when I know it's like really good. At that point is when Gabby's just spitting a vocal out like over it within like 2 days. I'm like, all right, she was feeling this, and then we had to learn how to play it, which is a bit.
Yeah.
That's the tricky part.
That's
Is
tricky.
Little
learning
bit.
your own shit.
A little bit. Yeah, unfortunately.
It's a very long rhythmic phrase,
Okay.
and to have to learn it and feel comfortable with it. And I've just now, like I was telling them, the last show we played a couple weeks ago at the Sanctuary, that was the first time I felt really comfortable with it. And
Okay.
I was like, all right. Or maybe no, it wasn't even that show. It was rehearsal for this show. So like last weekend on Sunday, we were
last
like
night's show.
we like ran
Yeah.
it in the bait. It was like the first thing we played, or whatever. And I was like, all right, that felt really comfortable.
Mhm.
Like I didn't have to think about it or remind myself.
Yeah,
of
you
like,
played
oh,
it
yeah.
enough times now, and it's in
Yeah.
your head and
Yeah.
all that. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I don't know how demanding it is for them, but for on the drum standpoint, it's very demanding. At
I
least
mean,
that song.
A lot of your shit sounds very
Yeah.
demanding, man. On the drums. So, I mean, all the way around, period, but
Yeah.
especially on the drums.
Yeah.
But you do that to yourself, man.
Yeah, he does. He's his own worst enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, with the like, sometimes when you're spitting it out in 2 or 3 hours, you're not overanalyzing things. You're like, okay, this is cool. But then
Yeah.
sometimes when you're sitting on shit, you just be like, does this need that? Did it need that? And then
Yeah.
you're kind of like shooting
I
yourself
just
in the
kept
foot.
going
you know?
with it, and
Yeah.
then it's like, well, I can do this with it, and I could do this, and
Yeah.
it was like, how do we pare this down to just be efficient?
Yeah.
with it, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause-
It feels very distilled. It's like very like concentrated and like how it should be. There's not a
Yes.
lot of like fluff in there. It's really,
Yeah.
I think it turned out a very nice song. Very
Nice.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's see.
Well, you should talk about lyrics real quick. On
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Oh yeah. So the song is called "Static Ghost."
Okay.
It's basically written from the perspective of someone who's like the black sheep of the family, and they know they can do good, they want to do good, but everyone doesn't truly believe in them, and they feel kind of left behind. So it's just a song about, hey, like I'm gonna do better, and just watch. So that's
Okay.
what it's about. Static Ghost being just like living behind like the static of like yourself. On your side is the person you want to be. Their side person that you are today. So it's
Awesome.
going beyond the static.
Cool. All right, let me pull this up real quick. Downloaded 3 times, so hopefully this don't blast you all out. So.
Save me, a savior.
that was fucking awesome.
Sounds amazing.
I was about to say, I hope we didn't send him the 808 version.
Yeah.
I was getting ready for it.
First things first, fucking great job on the production. Fucking sounded awesome. Them drums, dude, the drums sound great, dude. Like all the toms and shit. Like fucking awesome job, dude. Everything was right there in the mix. Fucking fantastic.
Nice.
I love the song. I love the songwriting. I can tell your maturation on the vocals as far as, like being more comfortable and knowing what you're doing on that. Also, well-written song for how kind of weird it kind of can be a little bit, but still a great groove through the whole thing. Like you can still bob your head, and it had fucking a lot of nuts for me, and I love heavy shit. So that was great. I loved you guys' like ethereal kind of stuff. I like when you go into that, but this kind of thing speaks to me more, where it's just like you do get into the chorus where it gives you the melody and a nice motif to go, to sing along with, but overall you're just like fucking fucking headbanging. I love the fucking with the beat at the end there. That was sick. Like just how many weird kind of turnarounds that you can do, but it's still groovy as piss. So fucking awesome. You guys knocked it out of the park.
Thanks,
great
man.
fucking job, man.
Thank you
so much.
And women.
The biggest thing, at least for me, trying to write the newer stuff is trying to have a flow the entire time with the groove. Because we just really, it's not that we didn't know what we were doing on the EP, but we hadn't
like found our voice yet.
Just
This feels
absolutely,
this to me feels way more like, all right, this feels more established.
Feels cohesive. And then, like I said, I don't know, it just seemed like them heavy parts there. Even in this song, it seemed like there was almost more heaviness to it than it was kind of sprinkled throughout the EP, where like you got some of that in there, but through the 5 songs, like you were. Where this was like really geared towards some of that fucking
Definitely.
like
I think
I
this
love
album definitely has that that's the theme.
Yeah,
for this
it's
record.
a lot heavier. Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yes.
It's like, nice.
You're showing the right guy. That's all I'm saying.
I would say 8 out of the 9. Well, I said pretty much all 9 of the songs are pretty heavy.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, even the chorus though, like those kind of things, you're at least giving me some dynamics, and I love that, and because if you're just doing heavy for 9 songs, then you're just kind of like, oh, where do we go from here?
Yes.
Or by song 3, you're kind of like, it kind of sounds the same, but at least, But fucking fantastic. That was great. And then the drums, I mean, just the live drum sound, they didn't sound like overproduced or anything.
That's a huge thing for us.
Yes,
is that just all mics?
Yeah.
Yep.
No sample replacements.
No drum stacking,
that was
drum
a
adding.
huge core value for us when we started. Was we do not want to do sample replacement.
Sure.
We don't want to do quantization.
Okay.
No click either. Straight playing to
No
the demo.
click?
Well, yeah. So yes. Well, we play with the click live, but when we record it, we just take the demo.
Yeah, play to the demo.
Play to the demo.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's not super perfectly gridded.
Yeah.
Some stuff.
Because I don't want to be too sterile.
Yeah, I noticed that one part almost kind of before you went into the end breakdown there or whatever, it kind of like almost give it like slowed down just a little bit.
Yeah,
it was
there's
kind
There's
of
so much push and pull.
like a small taper almost. It wasn't like, no one else would probably notice it, but I noticed it.
There's no grid. Really, it's like I'm sure they are thrilled every time they have to track, but there really isn't. It's not even trying to get it necessarily close. It's just like make it feel good. Because he'll send stuff, and we were tracking, and he'll send stuff. He'll be like, "Well, I feel like I could be even more ahead," or like, "I like, what do you guys think here? Is this like?" Am I pulling back enough? Like there was ones where we were like, I feel like we should play behind the beat here. I tend to play on the front side always.
A little bit forward.
So, which I would rather be on the front than dragging,
dragging,
So there's like a level of that. And then you guys were like sometimes right on or sometimes ahead with me, but other times they're like, no, actually feels really good to lay back.
Yeah.
So a lot of it's not even like truly like that close. It's just like,
this whole album feels way
good.
more.
Yeah.
Depends on the riff.
And that's the thing.
literally.
And that's the thing. It always sounds good, but then when you start looking at the grid and you're like, oh, that's not perfect, then you start moving it, and then it almost becomes, even though it's perfect on grid, it becomes unperfect musically, right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't sound like music then. It just sounds like robot shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
We try to be very natural with our playing.
And music that's not necessarily natural to play.
No, absolutely.
And that's something I think like we keep. A lot of the new music we hear is like really awesome and like interesting, but I mean the sound of it, there's something that's too like hyper perfect about it that we're hearing, and like I don't know, it's almost distracting. Distracts from the music.
Yep.
And it's something that's like that, it's amazing. It hits you so hard, but our favorite records are like The Violent Sleep of Reason, where, you listen to that and there's something about it that keeps me coming back over and over and over again to listen to it. And I when you look into how that album was produced, it was like they were playing together and in a studio, like in a big room. So that's really what we kind of wanted to try to take some inspiration from that for this record. Yeah.
Are you listening to like Deftones and like they're not sample replacing anything that Abe Cunningham plays, and it feels so fucking good. Yes. We were talking about it yesterday. We were listening. Well, we weren't listening. We were talking about how like the song Rosemary, like they have that breakdown, the da 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 whatever at the end, but he doesn't catch any part of it with his drum beat. He's just like playing like the sometimes he's playing just like a rock beat underneath, but it feels so good.
Yeah, sometimes he's in his own world, but you can't fuck with it. Yeah, he's just one of those dudes that's so fucking good, man.
Yeah.
And then he could just play easy shit and it just still sounds like what the fuck?
Yes.
Feels great.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really a feel thing for us. As much as like we nerd out on shit, it's always feel.
Yes.
You gotta be feel. It's gotta feel good.
Yep.
Well, be proud of that because I'm fucking impressed. I mean, that thing was awesome. I didn't expect anything else from you guys because I loved your other stuff, obviously. But I mean, that takes you out to the next level. I think that's good, especially doing it yourself, man. Everything sounded professional. Nice. The drum sound, like the tom sound was very impressive. Like just being able to pepper those in there because you kind of sometimes play the tom at a weird spot too. Like you're not just always, and then your fills are a little weird too, just because of the timing and stuff. But really peppering them toms in there sounded good, especially when you hit that floor tom. That fucker's just like,
they're really low toms as well.
Just finger tight.
Really?
With a little moon gel action. Just hit it.
But like the drum mic sounds we got from that recording with the help of Eric Ashby, it was just like they sounded so good.
We have to shout out Eric.
Yeah, we're gonna shout out again. This is like his third shout out.
Like it's like everything. It's everything. He plays the mics. Those are his microphones.
Any kind of preamps or anything, or just the X32?
Just the X32.
I didn't mention this. We're getting our money's worth from that X32. We've used it for so many things.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's so versatile.
Just the preamps in the mixer in the X32.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
the
all
mics,
all plugins are in the box.
Nice.
So
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a lot of free stuff you can get from watching Nally YouTube videos.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Yes, for sure.
There's a million ways to do it as long as it sounds good, man.
Exactly.
Without overanalyzing it. But man, that's fucking sweet.
Nice, thanks.
I'd always thought that would be cool too, just to like get an Airbnb for like 3 or 4 days and then just write the fuck out of some music too. Like we're all just jamming in the room, like
we thought about the
record
same.
it, you know, and then we're in the room jamming and then maybe do it again to record a different time.
Yep.
That's cool too. But just like getting together and jamming without any distractions. So like you might have your phone or whatever, but like
it's a total mental disconnect. You're like in a different world, and it's so much easier to like just let yourself be immersed in the music, than like being at home on your phone and you're like,
or like you guys jam on Sundays.
Yeah,
I think you said that before.
Yes,
wasn't that?
yeah, that's pretty much.
Only for shows though. That's that's something we would like to change with maybe the demo writing process this next time around. Is write all the demos still in the box or do however we wite, because everyone's a little different. But then like before we actually track everything, build the demos organically.
Okay.
Just to make to feel it more, Because then there's stuff we're changing already on the new stuff, just playing it, and we haven't even released it. There's already stuff that's being a little different.
Yeah,
I understand that. I get that. I've been on both sides of that. So I did the little fucking must have been like a guitar effect or something weird in there. It sounded like the little static ghost in there. Like,
oh yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
What was that?
Awesome.
That's just a very fast tremolo.
Okay, but is it a guitar note or something?
It's like chromatically going up.
Yeah, for the guitar solo, I think that's what it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that noise. It's I think.
It's like a very fast, aggressive tremolo. That's just going left and right very fast. But yeah, and then just like a lead sound underneath that.
Okay.
The lead sound into that very fast tremolo gives it that effect.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to try to play with that a little bit. Kind of maybe a Frederick kind of inspiration, but also like Eric from Loathe does some stuff with effects like that.
Sugar.
We were there when he was doing it too.
Yeah.
And he was just like playing random shit. We're just like, yeah, keep doing that. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. It's like almost like, you are hearing notes in there, but it's also like just a feel or an energy.
It's like an
kind of
effect
thing.
almost.
Well,
Layer.
originally that part, we wrote it and like, we were sitting there when he was going to do it, and we were like, we feel like we need something over this part. Because that part is just stupid. Like, it's just the drums are going crazy, the riff's going crazy, and it's like, we need something here. And then we were just going to have like a little like guitar like thing over top, just like a little like one note or two note lead, or whatever. And then we're like, well, what if we just do a solo there and just make it insane?
Yeah.
It's really just supposed to be like a wall of sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. It gives it a vibe. You know?
Yeah.
It changes the vibe a little bit too. Gives it a little layering and effect. So tell me about the record. When's it going to be out? Or let's finish talking about this. Anything else that we want to talk about the single? When's it going to be out? What all that good stuff.
So the record. Single's dropping on May 22nd.
Okay.
Yep. May 22nd is set to go.
Okay. May 22nd.
So
First
like
single.
Is it the day before the podcast? Or is the podcast dropping the same?
I don't know.
We can talk about that.
Yeah,
we can talk about that. We'll figure it out. However you guys want to
Yeah.
do it, I'll make it work. So
Very nice.
There.
usually it's kind of cool. Like, is that a Friday?
Mhm.
Okay, because that's usually when the new music gets released. Usually I drop on Tuesdays, so I could still drop it the Tuesday before, and then that gives people a reason to like continuously listen to the pod, and then you got 3 days to listen to the song before it even drops. So if you want to get on it early, you know.
That would be kind of a nice little Easter egg, actually.
Oh yeah,
So we can do something like that if you guys wanted to.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we can talk more details when we're done. So
for sure.
But yeah. So what about the rest? When do I get to hear the rest?
Well, we're gonna
Because now you're fucking with me.
we're gonna be even more strategic this time around. We're gonna drop 4 singles. So we're gonna drop this one and 3 more. Then the full record will come out next year.
Oh, okay.
Early next year.
Like early 27 then?
Yeah. We're going to try to stretch this out.
We're stretching it out.
Yeah, that way you got some stuff to promote and any other additional things going along with this, music videos, playthroughs, any additional materials that you guys have talked about?
I mean, for this, we'll definitely playthroughs, maybe a little music video, that DIY thing. And then for the other singles, we do have professional music video.
Nice.
And, some other cool stuff.
Little treats.
Cool. Yeah, I was gonna say we probably will have another single out for Upheaval. That's the big thing. It's like we didn't. I don't know when we would have actually ended up dropping music, but we were like, okay, once we knew we got accepted on the festival, we were like, we have to have new music out. This would be stupid, very stupid of us to not do something like that.
Yeah.
So.
All right, I want to get into the Upheaval thing, but real quick before we get into that topic, I just want to ask Rob. So we're doing these one at a time. Like nothing else is mixed. This is mixed, mastered, sent out. Now you got another thing mixed, ready to go for mastering, or is that like you got to do the work before the next thing happens?
Yeah. So this one was, because we're kind of making decisions, but also we have the deadline and we want to get stuff out. This one's kind of a one-off where the mix was okay. Here's our mix. We want this to be our baseline.
Okay, sure.
And then send it to mastering and so the plan is for the rest of them to be mixed and mastered all at the same time because we want to give Lawrence the whole album, so he has the sequencing, he has the vibe, he can make his mastering decisions based on everything. This one single is kind of the one exception, the first one.
All right.
The rest should be all
as a batch then.
Right, exactly. So mix the rest.
And this is we basically are going to mix it off of this song.
Yeah, this is your reference point.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's talk about Upheaval then. I know that was something else we wanted to get into, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that. How do you get accepted to that? Why did you guys apply for it?
I mean, we submitted like the most normal way possible, was just submitting on the little thing when they open it, and we were like, let's just see what happens. And they emailed us back in February. And they're like, hey, you're on it. And you're like, cool.
Yeah.
No requirements other than here's our links to our shit, or
you just submitted like past future.
Yeah, we just showed them our EPK and our Instagrams and stuff, like because they had like a little submission form.
Sure.
So we just sent it in, and they reached back out.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah, you're on it, and so that's really cool.
And you guys are like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't
Absolutely.
expected. It's just a shot in the dark because we're progressive metal. There's not a lot of progressive metals in Michigan,
Right.
So
Yeah, sure.
we're just like, whatever, we'll see.
Right.
And we got on, so we were like, that's sick.
Yeah. That's
I remember
sick.
you called me. You were freaking out.
Yeah.
Like we were
Yeah,
like,
I was
what the-
flipping
what
out.
the fuck?
I only went one time for one day. I think Bring Me the Horizon and Lamb of God played. But it was a
Yep.
super cool time. It was really fun. It was hot as fuck. I know
Yeah.
that.
It was.
Yeah.
And
gonna happen
then,
again.
but this year, fucking Gojira, right?
Yep.
And
Yeah.
then Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Fucking A,
I think,
man.
Ginger.
Two of my favorite
Ginger.
bands.
Yeah.
Papa Roach, I think, too.
I think
Papa
we're-
Roach, they rule live.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. May not love Papa Roach, but they do fucking.
They put a good show on. I saw them at Sonic Temple. They do put a good show
Yeah.
on, man.
Yeah.
I've seen them with Five Finger Death Punch, which, don't dox me right now. Or whatever, but both really great bands
Yeah.
live. Nothing I would fucking,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
nothing I would turn on in the car. Just don't ride with me. But
What,
No,
you don't like that band?
no, no. But they were absolutely, both bands were absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic. But yeah, going back to Upheaval.
Yeah, there's Gingers on it too this year. I was pretty excited.
Poppy's
Okay.
on it,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, Poppy's
Yeah.
on
I
it.
think
It's
we
a
play
big
on
bill.
we play on Poppy Gojira Day Friday.
That's cool.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
very excited for that. Yep.
We don't know exactly what time.
Yeah, we don't know the times.
Yeah.
No
But-
set times yet.
No,
Not yet. Yeah.
Being
But
on
they
a-
have the one stage.
There's,
Sorry, I didn't
I
mean
think
to
there's
interrupt.
3. There's like the main stage, then there's
Yep.
the hill, and then there's the rising stage.
Yep,
I
the
believe
rising.
we're on the rising. So
cool.
yeah, which we're pumped about. We're,
Yeah.
we're super
Should
excited
be.
to be a part of that. So
It's right
Yeah.
next to the headliner, like the main stage. So it we were talking to a couple people who've done the show before, a band called Dead Seven. Shout out Dead 7. They had played it a couple years ago, I think, and they were on the rising stage, and they're like, yeah, it's great because as soon as the main stage gets done, you play, and everyone from the main stage who's interested will pop right on
Yeah.
over.
yeah,
Yeah, the year I went, like I was saying, that the smaller stage or whatever,
Yeah.
seemed like a lot of people still went over there because
Yeah.
they're there to check out tunes. So
Yep.
you know,
yeah, it's right there
people
next
were
to it.
moshing
People
and
just walk
shit,
over.
you
Yeah,
know, so it's like I think that's great for you guys.
yeah,
man.
we're super excited.
Yeah.
very excited.
seeing our name on a poster with Gojira's.
Yeah, it's
pretty
crazy.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so cool.
Unhinged.
yeah,
Unhinged day.
no pressure.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
not at all.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it'll be a good time.
Yep.
But we, I'm trying to think. I forget what was the question. It was how we get on Upheaval.
yeah. How did you get on it? And then now I forget.
But yeah, no, we just submitted and we
Yeah,
got really
submit.
lucky.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Like say her music might have had something. Maybe someone heard it. They're like,
Maybe.
Yeah,
That's kind of cool. All right,
Maybe.
put
I
them
just
on
didn't
my
know if there was
festival.
any prerequisites because sometimes like you got to have this many Spotify followers or
Oh.
sell this many
Mm-mm.
tickets or
Or
this,
buy-ons.
anything.
That's
No.
the thing too.
Yeah.
This year, Upheaval is really like doing good about supporting like the local artists they have on there.
Mhm.
yeah, there's
Because that year you're talking about, Black No Graffiti played it, and it was good, But this year it's like they really like they made a post collab with us and Upheaval, and like with like Ginger, and I was like, oh, that's really nice of them to do that, and like they're just really supporting the local
Mhm.
like Michigan based bands more this year, and I think that's cool because
Yeah.
that's what festivals like that should be for.
Oh, absolutely.
Like these
Yes.
bands that are paid, they're paid whether they play it or not.
yeah.
Us, like, we need this opportunity. So they
absolutely.
really recognize that this year. So it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool
Mhm.
fest. I would like to go. I'm going to see if I can make it out there and check you guys out. For
Yeah.
sure.
Heck yeah,
So,
let us know.
Yes,
Yeah.
Les.
Do you want to? So we're giving a couple tickets away for that.
Yeah. So we're doing a ticket giveaway for Upheaval. So we're gonna make a collab post with Metal Maniacs. And if you like the post, share the post, comment on the post, Static Ghost, and add a friend. Make sure you're following both Metal Maniacs and Annex Void. Then you'll be entered to win for free. First place, they're gonna get 2 tickets to Upheaval and some merch. And then second place, they're gonna get merch and a sneak peek at our new music video for our second single that's gonna come out this summer.
Just think, Stu, you could win all that.
Yeah. And Stu's gonna enter.
I'm gonna enter
Stu's
my
gonna
own
enter
name
to
in.
win. So so
then I'll resell it.
Yeah. He's gonna win and sell them for $200 a pop. So
I'll
make sure
resell.
you enter.
I'll resell my own merch.
merch.
Relict merch.
For even more than what you're selling.
I went to the gym in this shirt.
He's gonna upsell them. So
That's
don't
my
let him
sweat.
win and submit.
Yeah, look out for Stu.
Yeah, he's gonna submit 10 times.
Yeah, you look back. Why is there like 20 comments?
Stay a ghost at me. Stay a ghost at me. Degenerate.
That's awesome. Cool. Looking forward to that. What date is that exactly then, just so we know?
July 17th.
July 17th.
It's a Friday.
Okay, cool. Let's see. What else is going on in the scene right now? What bands have you guys played with that you want other people to know about? You can pay it forward a little bit.
Wilt Wither.
Wilt Wither.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
This
okay.
band.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Local guys?
No, North Carolina.
Oh, North Carolina.
We got on a show with them
Dead Seven.
with
also.
Dead Seven. Dead
Yeah.
Seven as well, actually.
Yeah, Dead 7 as well.
Yes.
We did a show with them a couple weeks ago, and it was really, really good. And
Yeah.
we were like,
we were blown away.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
phenomenal.
they're people, good dudes, and they put on a really good show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and very accommodating for like the local bands on the show.
Okay.
It was very nice.
Yeah.
Were they were the main.
Yeah,
It was a co-headlining between the two of them. But yeah, the energy of the whole show, they were super generous, like super nice. They just like immediately the show felt very like welcome to everybody. It
super
was like
good.
very cool.
Yeah, never
super,
get tight.
super
Of course,
good.
yeah, they're like, you know,
Yeah,
there's like a correlation between that when
Yeah.
people are really good people,
Yes.
and then
Mhm.
if they really dig your music, you know, and they're like, you guys are amazing, and then, you know, they go on and that
Do their
same
thing.
energy is
Yeah, they carry
Yes.
it.
just even more
Yeah.
there in their music.
And that makes you
Um,
invest in people more too when they're like fucking super cool.
Oh,
You're like,
yeah.
I do want to check your band out because
Yes.
you're cool as shit.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that goes
Absolutely.
a long way too, you
And
know?
Yeah.
we haven't played too many shows recently. We kind of like we played a show. We did Core Fest with the Atwater guys.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and
Mhm.
They were
they're
on.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
They
yeah.
were on.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
And-
Rob's cool as fuck.
Yes.
We did their Core Fest last Thanksgiving, and then we didn't play a show, or was it?
Yeah.
Black
Yeah.
Friday.
Black
actually.
Friday,
Yeah,
yeah.
the day after Thanksgiving, and it's a great show. I love the setup that they have going with that right now because it was like 8 bands. Each band got like a 35-minute set, and so the other stage has a 35-minute changeover. Awesome. It was
Yeah.
just-
Oh, fuck.
it was
That
just
is really
relaxing.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like 2
yeah.
days in band.
I
Yeah, I
know,
know, right?
I know. We were done in like 20 minutes. We're like, what do we do? but we really haven't stuck our like heads out after that because like
It's
holidays,
mixing.
and then we finished tracking everything in January, and we've been in like mix world since then,
Get
and
it?
just
Yeah.
trying to get it right.
I will say there is that one band from Ohio, Oin, however you say it, is Oiun.
Oh yeah.
They're like progressive metal. They're from
yeah.
Mansfield, Ohio. They only have one song out.
Yeah.
But they're super good, like super good.
They-
I'll
Were
send
they
you
on
their
that
song.
Core
They
No.
just hit us up on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Oh, okay.
We
whatever,
really
and
want to
we're
get a
like,
show
yeah,
with
you guys
them.
are
They're
cool.
super dope. I'll send you their song they have out. It's so good.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But we've been pretty after that show, and then mixing the last show we just did was for the Dead Seven Wilt Wither thing, and then just the show last night. So
Okay.
we just haven't really been out and about for a minute.
Okay.
just trying to
Yeah.
focus on our
Yeah.
shit. So
And that makes sense. You can only do so many things at once.
Mhm.
yeah.
You know, and then you have to put something on the back burner. And if the album's the most important thing, that's when you really have to know,
Yeah.
you know, we got to get this album done.
Yeah.
We can't, even if we get offered shows and they're good, you still have to like turn them down and say
Yeah.
no.
There's rehearsal times,
because then you're just going to postpone the album, and then it just seems like, oh, it's been 2 fucking years because we keep doing random shit. Like you
Yeah.
do have to have some
Yeah.
kind of, you know,
Yep.
goal or, you know,
Have
see
to.
the progression happening.
So
right?
we got. I don't
Yeah.
think we have anything. We possibly have something coming up in May, but we haven't. We don't. We have a nice little break here to just get everything else done
yeah.
that we
Mhm.
need to. So that's kind of where
Yeah.
our brains have been.
But
Yeah.
shows
This
will be
podcast-
coming up.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, the show the 2 shows we played in the last 2 weeks in the podcast that was first priority, and now that we're done with this, well, when we're done here,
Yeah.
then it will be back to just all right. Now we got to get everything finished up mix wise.
Yeah.
get it
And
right.
during that break also, I mean, we were tracking vocals and bass as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like, but like what
Yeah.
you said is really true, where even one show over one weekend is like, okay, we got to make sure that the tracks are good. We got to practice. We got to rehearse. Like, I mean, we all work full-time jobs.
Sure.
So
Mhm.
like, man, yeah, every moment of free time feels so
Mhm.
precious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And you know, well, maybe one day we'll be able to replace our jobs with this. That's the goal.
That is the
But
goal.
No, absolutely, I get that.
Yeah, it takes a lot.
And I've known that, and I've done this for a long time, and that kind of like fucked my band over too, because we've had these 3 songs done since like 2024, and then here we are going into May, and we're just starting to release the 3 of them. We are going to enter the studio in June and record a whole record, but
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what are we doing? Because it's like you're always in that weird dichotomy of like we record and then we want to try to promote it well. Like you guys, you got to have that plan to promote it, but you also need to finish it. And then, we want to take shows because we're trying to get you want to get out there in front of people, and then you kind of shoot yourself in the
test
foot.
some of this new music to make sure
exactly.
it's good.
And
Then you shoot yourself in the foot because then you're like, holy shit, this took 2 years.
Yeah.
Because,
Exactly.
Before you know it, you're like, look up and fucking months have gone by, and you're like, damn, these songs aren't even out yet. And I'm ready to record.
And then you're like,
what are we
I want to
doing?
do my new stuff, and I still got to finish the demos for this old one.
Well, we
Exactly.
did it on the
Easy.
EP. You guys are finishing mix, like you guys are making sure the vocal mix was good on the EP before we released it. And while we were doing that, like I was already working with Rob on new music.
Yeah.
Like, we were so disorganized.
We're never bored.
Yeah. So let me ask you that question, because I kind of had that in the back of my mind. When do you guys ever stop writing? When do you just say, okay, we got enough fucking songs to work on? Is there a moment where it's
No.
like, is
We're always writing.
it too soon to write again
there-
ever?
Yeah.
While we
No.
were like tracking album 2, we were putting stuff in the album 3
Yeah,
folder.
we were like,
We're
put
just
this in this
like,
folder. Put it in this folder. General
Yeah.
ideas album. General
Yeah.
ideas album.
it might not all get used, but like we
Yeah.
just never stop writing. It's
Okay.
always going
Yeah.
on.
I
So
try
we
to
have a
make-
tier list as well that we.
Okay.
I remember. Yeah.
Only the S tier ideas make
Yeah.
it.
I remember you guys saying that last time too, but that's good. I mean, then you can just
Yes.
filter out, and then
Yeah.
that's the best thing that you can put forward.
My favorite is submitting something and then listening to you guys argue about it. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
I remember
We're like,
one
no.
particular memorable one was like shit acoustic idea.
Yeah.
And we were all like,
All the
I don't
names are
know.
ridiculous.
Yeah, so
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think this was pretty good.
Yeah.
Actually, like,
It doesn't put a lot of confidence in the title.
Sam's
no.
literal title was absolutely shit acoustic idea.
This song we just listened to used to be called F sharp dog shit.
Yeah.
Well, at least you got the titles.
Yes.
Sometimes we forget to interchange. We're like, wait, what's the real name for that?
We should just put it on the record.
Yeah.
F sharp dog shit.
We should just not change the names.
I think I've always thought it'd be funny to make like a shreds record of your metal band or something. Chopped and screwed
Yeah.
version, or like one with all the plugins turned off, so it sounds like a bunch of rubber bands.
Yeah.
Like
Dry vocals.
with really good drums though.
Yeah. No effects.
no vocal chain, no vocal chain at all.
Dry.
Like
Yeah, the F sharp with no distortion on it.
Garbage.
Have the double track DIs right and left.
Yeah.
that's the-
Pan them. Stereo
full
pan the
stereo
drums.
sound.
All right, shit, guys. Is there anything else that you guys want to cover or anything? Anything that we didn't cover that we need to talk about Annex Void?
Very.
Talked about Upheaval, got the new single in, talking about the new record. Obviously, in 2027, come on back.
New music
send
to come.
Send me the record. We'll sit down.
yeah.
We can break it all the way down. We can go through it all if you guys want.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I think.
You know?
Yeah, I think that'd
Yeah.
be good.
Yeah.
This is great. I mean, we love what you're doing. Thank you so much for having us
Of
out
course.
here. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like a pillar of the community.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Seriously, like
Yes.
this is like the best like podcast for
Oh,
like,
yeah.
bands in the state. I feel
Yes.
because
Thank
you genuinely research the bands
Yeah.
and ask questions, actual questions
Yep.
with actual
I've
answers.
seen.
They're
I
good
could see his
questions. Very
spreadsheet.
thoughtful
Right
Yeah,
here.
like,
This
you're
guy is
organized.
freaking-
You're so organized.
I'm like
Yes.
always looking. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know. I thought about that when I was doing this. I would remember you looking at it last time. I was gonna be like, man, let me. I was trying to get ahead of everything.
Yeah,
Just trying to
no,
I know
it's
that.
super appreciated.
I was gonna say, I think if I could add anything, I think the biggest reason, at least for me, with this record, it's personal for me because of how organic it is, because of all the we could go on this conversation for a long time, but AI and music,
Yeah, sure.
like
Spit it
are this to me. I mean, I'm sure.
Hold
my
on.
band
Let
was-
me ask ChatGPT real quick.
Yeah, seriously.
The biggest thing for this record for us is because it's so DIY and because it's just real playing on it. Like that's our big thing, is like it's almost a statement in a way against the BS.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you know,
Absolutely.
yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
I think people will hear it I think that's the missing secret sauce that I think a lot of the music we've heard recently is kind of missing. It's like there's something you can't replace, which is just, people playing real instruments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A performance.
Absolutely.
That's the one thing about AI that drives me crazy is one of the many things as far as in the music world. It can be a tool to help different things, you know what I mean? So, but it's like anything, tools are tools. You can beat someone's head in with a hammer or you can build a fucking house. Like, what are you going to use it for? That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
So, but as far as music, I think for us musicians, that really burns us. And I said this before on a different episode, but it's like, how many years have we spent with our instruments? How much time have we spent putting into our craft? You mixing this album, you guys writing this album, you working on your vocal patterns, Sam, multiple bands yourself, just playing your bass, like how many wood shedding, right?
Yeah.
And then some dork gets to be like, write me a song with
Cool
fucking
metal
blah,
song
that sounds like this and that. And it's like,
yeah.
What the fuck? Like,
Sam, you're such a good prompter.
Yeah.
Dude, you're so good at prompting.
Me? Yeah. Cool metal riff. Heavy.
But it's just like,
it's lame.
you just negate
It's
all of the
insulting,
work and all of the,
Yeah.
all of the actual human effort into being good at something.
And it's not gonna last either, because one thing AI will never replicate is human emotion, and that's what music is, and that's what art is all emotion, all like feeling.
Yep.
And AI can't replicate that.
Also live.
That's why, exactly,
right,
and
yeah.
that's why like true humans and musicianship will always win. 'Cause people will still want that at the end of the day, because that's just connection, that's energy, and AI can't do that.
And I think live performance is going to become very valuable.
Yep.
Yes.
In the coming year. People are going to maybe not even know it, that they know they need that.
Yeah.
And I think that I've realized that recently. Sometimes you play and like people have this immense emotional reaction.
Yeah.
And sometimes maybe they didn't expect it. Maybe they didn't like metal before, and they were at a show and they're like, that was amazing.
That happened last night. People came to me and said, they're like, I'm not really into this type, but the way you guys been playing, the way you sounded really like spoke with me. And it's like, because that's what art is the ethos.
Good shit is undeniable,
shit,
though. It doesn't matter. Like, there's different styles of things I don't like especially if I do a reaction episode or whatever. Like, I may not like it, but if you do it really well, I can't deny
you
that
feel
it's
that.
not
Exactly.
done really well,
Yep.
right?
Yeah,
So
100%.
that authenticity is there. But if you go see some robots play some shit live, you're fucking weird.
Yeah,
right, yeah.
or just watching somebody hit space on a keyboard, like
that too.
Yeah.
But they do have. I remember this. I used to work with this super nerd, and fucking, he used to tell me about. There's these like weirdo fucking dudes that go out and watch like hologram bands or some shit.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of that. Yes.
He was telling me like it was an everyday thing. I was like, what the fuck are you
That's
talking about? Because I have
crazy.
no idea what that is.
The
But
last
that's
thing I want to
wild.
do is go out and see the AC/DC hologram.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Or the Kiss fucking hologram.
That hologram was so good.
The hologram of his tongue, like just like 6 feet out of his mouth.
Glitches out.
I was gonna say, we know Gene fucking probably watches his own hologram. all the
Probably.
I was gonna say though, like the way we've recorded and done this stuff, like in a big driving force. We forgot to even say this. What the mixing thing is, like mixing it ourselves and doing it was like, well, we're trying to write stuff that's actually heavy. The performance should be heavy. Like not just like letting the mix. Of course, we're like using neural DSP amps and plugins to make it to build out the sound, but it shouldn't be the reason why it's heavy. Like it should be heavy from just the standpoint of the performance.
Yeah,
and then
not the
everything else
production.
will fall into place.
like emotionally heavy, like
Yeah.
a different kind of,
Yeah.
you can tell it has a spot in your soul.
Yeah, and there's less like I hear a lot of bands and they rely on the production to give it the heaviness, and we're trying to do it the opposite way.
A lot of
Yeah.
bands
Where
do
it's
that
like
garbage.
it's a metal band, fucking guitars, bass, drums, vocal, nice and simple, and just let that speak.
and
on its
composition
own.
as well.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
music itself.
Make it as heavy as possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's I hear shit now and it's a lot very sterile. And I'm like, the AI will be able to replicate that so easily.
absolutely.
It already is. They use it in
Perfectly
songwriting.
on grid.
Yeah. It's perfect already. Like, and I'm sure it will be able to replicate imperfection at some point, but like it can't take away like the raw, like,
Emotion.
heaviness of
Never.
it. So,
The one thing I would like, because we're talking about, I'm just going to throw a peeve out there, and I've talked about this before on the show too, but so see you next Tuesday. You guys know who they are?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I just interviewed them Friday.
Nice.
Drew hit me up. asked so they could promote their new EP. I'm like, cool. So I'm going through, and then I'm listening to some old See You Next Tuesday stuff. And for some reason on Amazon Music, See You Next Tuesday, I mean, they've been around forever.
Yeah.
They got their history throughout, if you know about them, you know about them. But then all of a sudden there's this other band on there that's See You Next Tuesday. And it's fucking like some AI art bullshit, and I hit play, and it almost sounded like somebody made it fucking like AI bullshit, almost kind of like. I don't know if it was, but it could have been. But why are we allowed? Like, why should some guy that has DistroKid, not only just the AI thing, maybe it's his own project, but why should he, if there's already an Annex Void on all the streaming platforms, why can I upload more shit called Annex Void and I'm just a single EDM guy or
That's
Ghost
crazy.
in Motion? You know what I'm saying? Like, why the fuck? That should be like, nope, that is already taken. You can be Annex Void _23 fucking 98 or whatever. But if something's already taken, like, you shouldn't be able to put out music. You know, like,
and it's hard to get it down.
I
too.
love Throne, but if you go on there like Amazon, they got their 3 albums, and then there's some fucking jerk off fucking rap EDM guy that's named Throne, and he's got 32 releases on there. Yeah. But I'm just like,
a cheap shot.
I don't know. It's just weird how that. I don't know. That needs to get sorted out somehow. I don't know how that is. I'm just a guy that fucking.
Especially if it's something similar enough where maybe you don't know, and you're like, oh, they really changed their sound up for this album. But it's like, why is that allowed?
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
And what's crazy is it's like uber hard to get it changed too. Yeah. Like, I see people all the time talk about it, and they'll be like, well, I'll on Spotify, they'll be like, yeah, so I went out, I had a bunch of fans reach out to me or whatever, and I have, this cool smooth jazz record under my name that's obviously AI and has been uploaded under my name. Yeah, it's not mine.
Jazz musician.
Yeah, it's happening a lot in the jazz world actually right now, like straight up. Like, I've seen Benny Green had it happen or whatever. Or, he had it happen. He was like, "This is not me. Please, like, I've reached out multiple times with my man, like A&R, to like have them take this down, and it's been up for like 2 weeks. Like,
but you can't
that should be removed immediately.
It's so
you can't
fast.
have the same Instagram handle as somebody. So how the fuck are you going to be able to upload some art as the same handle as somebody? I don't know.
Crazy.
That should drive me crazy, because if I'm looking for a band, I want to fucking be able to see that band and not filter through all the bullshit.
You see it happen so often too.
Or you're like, oh, cool, this band has some new shit out. Nope, this ain't that band. They suck.
Yeah. And that's why we're Annex Void, because we originally were just Annex. That was our original name. But there was another band named Annex, and that's just, you search Annex on Google, you're gonna
No, you're good.
You're gonna see like everything Annex.
Yeah.
But Annex Void, you search us, and it's the first thing that comes up.
Yeah, exactly. I think a little creativity into the name too, like not wanting something that somebody else already may have.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm not going to name my band Death. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, right. I think that's been done.
Liquid Death would be.
You know what?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Well, with that being said, hey, you guys, thank you so much for making the trip out here. I know it was a haul. You guys had the show and everything, but thanks for coming on the show, thinking of me, and appreciate the song. You guys do fucking awesome work.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome to come back when you got more shit.
Yes, we would love to. Yes.
We'll make it happen, because we'll have the record, and then we can do a rundown of it.
Absolutely.
I saw your one with the Riverbed.
Yeah.
And it was very nice.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
I like to do that. If you got a new record or something, I like to go through the whole thing, like do that with like Recorruptor dudes or whatever. And they have the album and just kind of break it down song by song, see what you're thinking, and then I'll give you my feedback on it or whatever, and helps promote the record too, and dive into a little more than just, hey, we got a new record out, So,
that's awesome. But yeah, we'll definitely come back for that.
And shout out to Robbie, Ghost in Motion. Fucking his episode will be out before this one, but it'll be out soon. Don't worry, bro. So. But with that being said, much love to you guys, and keep it metal. Peace.
Yeah.
Peace.
Later. Thank you so much for checking out the episode. If you're watching on YouTube, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It really helps our channel grow. If you want to be notified when a new episode comes out every Tuesday or a bonus episode, hit that bell so you can be alerted of that. Also, if you're just listening to the show, please consider taking a couple seconds to give us a 5-star review over on your favorite platform. We really appreciate that, and it does go a long way. Share the show with a friend if you discovered a new band or like what we do here. And if you want bonus content and early episodes, you can go over and support us on Patreon to keep this show going and help build this show bigger than what it is. And I really appreciate that. A lot goes into this show, so that helps us out a ton. And if you want to join the community, there's a Discord link below. It's free to join. You can pop on in. We can keep the conversation going over there. Also, shout out to Josh Hibbs and our sponsor, Dave Stark at Stark Realty, for making this show possible. And much love. Keep it metal. Thank you.